Well, one thing that's definitely missing for the last month is the direct interaction with the audience. And I'm feeding a lot of this. It's like, every single show, that's like, my inspiration, whatever I experience somehow ends up in my music. That's obviously gone. In regards to all the streaming, the initial idea behind it was actually to create a platform where people, let's say, they connect because they love the music, but they interact with each other, they communicate with each other. And this is what's really, really important. That to me is the most important aspect of all the streaming, regardless if we are at the BVB Stadium or the Planetarium or some club or wherever. It is actually all the commentary where people like talk to each other, communicate, give each other hope. It's just that there's no touring and therefore also no income, which sometimes, makes me worry a little bit, because there's no perspective. They tell you it's going to be closed until then, and then we see. Well, the problem is that doesn't really help. And, the thing is, in my position, I'm not just responsible for myself. There are also people that work for me. It's like, people that work directly as employees in the company, as well as people that sort of work in the surroundings, and I feel responsible for that too. And that, keeps me awake at night, put it this way. It's pretty much kind of a global signal from the event industry to the world to say, it's like, hey, there is some real issue here, there's a real problem, because it's not just like, the few very famous artists and rich people, if you refer to the entertainment industry, is all these people that work to kind of make this happening. It's not just like the superstar who's on stage at the big thing. It's like every single person that kind of built the stage, the PA people. It's like everyone that kind of is involved and actually putting on an event that makes people happy. And that's what we want to actually make people aware of. It's like kind of say, hey, look, we need to help this situation. We need to do something about it.
The whole world is in trouble, to be honest, for every entrepreneur in the event and life industry. It's tough and everyone is fighting. And since February, many live events, especially in Europe, but I think before in Asia, and then it goes over to US, was cancelled. And that cancellation means, that some companies are, don't have a long runway to go for the next months. And that's mainly the reason we are here now, because we are now in the third or fourth months of that pandemic, and there's no really end to see the message we are sending out on the Night of Light. And the idea is that, we want to have a real and honest dialogue with the politicians here in Germany. But I think everyone should, think about to do that, and perhaps a little bit more early than we did it in Germany, because now we are really on the time, or on red alert, I would say. And then if it takes another 3 to 4 months, we will lose a lot of creative assets and companies, and also employment. And also we are struggling as a manufacturer. We in short time work here, and a lot of colleagues also are unsure how this is going to end up, but I'm sure that live entertainment in general will come back. Regarding our industry, we learn now that when we combine forces and articulate what culture, live entertainment means, and how important that is, and how much also money is involved in that, and jobs. It gives a new identity and is the chance to articulate ideas, how we can move that forward when that pandemic is gone. And I think we need some impulses also from the governments, because that money which now is flooding in, doesn't help us, because we cannot work really. Right. So, and that's I think we need that dialogue. It's a start point, and we should, continue with that dynamic, make more connections, more network. That would be a great thing if we can reach that.
Today, now we're sitting here, and of course I'm a little sad, because last week normally there was planned the World Club Dome with the Las Vegas edition, and we expected 180,000 people. Now we're sitting here and we have 99 people, but it's really amazing, because I never expected that we could have 8,000 buildings shining in red from 10 o'clock. And I guess this is such a massive statement that we can show that entertainment business and entertainment industry and culture is something really important for the people.
So the illumination of the building is based on the concept of the Night of Light 2020, which requests to illuminate the buildings in pure red. Our marketing department went one step further and asked to simulate something like a heartbeat. So we put a lot of washlights around the building and make it pulsed. We illuminate our entire building. This increases the awareness that we are in, let's say, pure danger with the current situations. We achieved a very good overall illumination of the building. We used our own products, the W600 from the Zenith series.
Wir haben eine ganz spezielle Fassade hier. Das ist quasi Lochblech, was zu Trapezformen geformt worden ist. Das ist erstmal zum Beleuchten eine Herausforderung, weil wir erstens auch im Anthrazit sind, in einem Farbton, und wir haben hinter dem Anthrazit nochmal eine schwarze Fläche. Das heißt, wir mussten erstmal schauen, was für einen Lampentyp können wir überhaupt nehmen. Natürlich haben wir auch da, weil wir natürlich bei Adam Hall sind, geguckt, welches Cameo-Produkt. Und da war natürlich ganz klar, kommt nur eine Lampe in Frage. Das war die Cameo W600, die RGB-Variante. Dann haben wir Messungen gemacht, haben geschaut, wie viele Lampen müssen wir aufstellen. Und wir kamen überraschenderweise mit relativ wenig Lampen zu diesem Ergebnis, was wir jetzt gemacht haben. Insgesamt sind es roundabout 65 Lampen, die wir hier verbaut haben, was für so eine Fassade mit den Vorgaben meiner Meinung nach schon sehr wenig Lampen sind und einen super Effekt erzeugen. Es wird eine Show gefahren. Adam Hall hat ja einen eigenen Lichtdesigner auch an Bord. Das ist der Darius Ansari. Mit dem arbeiten wir dann mal sehr eng zusammen. Er betreibt auch in dem Fall das komplette System mit MA. Wir haben hier ein komplettes MA-Net aufgebaut mit 2 NPUen. Eine ist hier fest im Haus verbaut. Eine Zweierleit-Lichtkonsole, nochmal eine Ultralight als Backup. Oben auf dem Dach sind auch nochmal Lampen der Opus-Serie verbaut, die quasi einfach Skybeams realisieren sollen, die einfach in den Himmel strahlen. Wir haben uns für Opus entschieden, weil es einfach darum ging, wir haben eine Lampe mit mega Output gebraucht, aber wir mussten das Ganze über ein Rollgerüst aufs Dach bringen, weil auch bei so einem Projekt momentan Kosten ein bisschen eine Rolle spielen, und da war die Opus-Serie für uns ideal, Output hat gepasst. Das Ergebnis, denke ich, kann sich schon sehen lassen für die kleine Anzahl. Es sind gerade mal 8 Lampen auf dem Dach.
We put in the study 150 different jobs in our industry. We got, all these assets, and that's important, I think, that we keep that. It takes a lot of time now, but we should keep that talking to each other through these different job profiles also in the future. That would be my wish for the future, that we even if it's now very hard and we are on the floor, we have to get up and keep the things which worked us through the crisis. I'm so happy that this turns out so big, and perhaps this could be a global thing as well.